Oh, there it is. It's only 10:30. Man, we in it though. We made it though. It's all good though. Here we go. One, two, one, two, one. How y'all doing out there? Yes. It's Emos the Witness. And we're back, y'all. Have to go live for another new political hot show perspective. We're back for the field show. You know what time it is? Tell me what the fuck I look like. That's right. We dive into all the hot topics, all the news, all the political issues of the day. I'm your host, Emos, and we're all witnesses. I'm downtown. You can catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. You know, we're starting a little late today. Here at the downtown 120 East Market Street, downtown at Wave 1 Media. I'm about to get into it right now, so let's dig into the news. My man Wyatt, let's get to that background music. Quick apology for Freestyle Friday. We kind of had some little difficulties, but we were live on the street. but not on YouTube. But either way, we're back on Monday. Again, Emotional Witness. You can catch me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Please like my page. Hit that subscribe button. But if you want some of that live flavor, you can always catch me downtown live at Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 120 East Market Street from 10 to 11 a.m. Come down here and get you a show. You guys down here at Wave 1 Media. Downtown with Wyatt and Malik, two of the hottest new media people here in the city. Again, like I said, I'm Emotional Witness. I'm your host. And I started this show, like I said, to bring a new political angle to society, to push back against the two-tier justice system for what I'm seeing, push back against Congress, the halls of Congress, our political leaders, try to stir the pot a little bit, bring new issues, new topics, new articles, and things you may not hear about on a day-to-day basis. You're running around your life every day trying to, keep food on the table, trying to keep bills paid. So, but a lot's going on in this world, a lot's going on in this country, a lot's been going on in the last few years. And my goal is to refresh the past. Let's hold some people accountable with these investigations that's coming around the corner. Let's talk about the big issues of the day. Let's talk about the political leadership. Let's talk about the immigration. Let's talk about the economy, jobs, COVID, sports, everything. But mainly, it's about weeding out corruption. It's about exploring ways we can make our society better, how we can culminate and create better leaders, push back against, frankly, leaders and corporations who want to steer us a certain way and influence us a certain way, but not give us clear information. And, we don't want to be manipulated anymore. We don't want to be, taken for granted. And again, like I said, if you notice the last 4 years or 4 or 5 years, we've seen multiple attacks on our Constitution. Despite all the angst and all the division in the country, we have to make sure we hold those documents and those laws stable, and we hold them, we secure, we keep them tight. Our right to bear arms is under attack. Our gun control law is coming around the corner. There's freedom of speech. There's right to protest. There's censorship in big tech. Right? We want to monitor those. We want to keep track of what's going on. The laws that are being changed to adjust the voting. The voting integrity. We want more secure laws. We want loose laws that let more people in without really proper verification. How do we stop late ballots and absentee ballots, and how should those things work going forward? We see a lot of laws being passed currently in local state legislatures. Is that right? Did I say that right? Doubt it. But there's a lot going on, and these laws will affect 2024 and 2022, and we need to make sure we're aware of what's going on with the issues and the policies and the leaderships and those who are running for office going forward. We should not be duped. You should not go into election in 2016 or 2020 and wake up and see that you have totally different results than what you expected. I'm talking about not that your dog won the race, but just totally opposite direction, a totally different change or a totally different route of how things are supposed to go. Since when do you have an election on the 4th? The shit's not over till the 15th, or results last until the next year. Just so much influence from all sides, just from the beginning, from 2016 and beyond. Ever since Donald Trump stepped into office, there's been a concerted effort to root him out. You can call it what it is, man. It was an attempted coup. My man just survived the coup attempt for 4 years. Teflon Don. I didn't even want to start off this way. I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, I just jump into tangents. Like I said, I'm Emotional Witness. I'm your host, and this is the Phil Show for what the fuck I look like. That's right. And I'm coming to you live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. at 120 East Market Street. We're going to dig into the issues in the news and the positives of the day. Again, I want to talk a little about the vaccines. I want to talk about the immigration turmoil going on. And Biden, he's through all this, he's a big spender. He's a big spender. I'm a big spender. Shit, I bought a dog this weekend. Bought a damn Yorkie Terrier. I was real like strategic on how I like buy a dog. I don't want them shedding. Lady told me that this dog actually has hair. Like this dog has hair like humans. I was okay. Let me get a little Yorkie. Let me get a little Yorkie for my daughter. Distract her. Or not distract her, but just something she can play with and learn and get some responsibility. And I'm thinking, why? If you could be a dog, what kind of dog would you be? If you had a choice, I'm not putting you on the spot. You're probably just chilling.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, if you could be any kind of animal, but honestly, if you could be a dog, what kind of dog would you be?
I think I'd probably have to go German Shepherd.
German Shepherd?
Yeah, I had a German Shepherd for about 9 or 10 years. It died like maybe a year or 2 years ago.
Okay, but, how old was he?
You know what? I don't even know.
But he died at old age, though?
He died. He was getting old. I mean, he was losing. He was like, walking up the stairs like backwards and stuff.
Yeah, like any kind of disease or any kind of like a gray eye type thing going on, or
I don't really know what it was. He was just kind of losing the ability to like function.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I just like the, I don't know. I just like that dog. I want to be like. It was just like. I mean.
Yeah, fuck that. I'd have been a cartoon dog. I'd have been Brian. I'd have been Brian from Family Guy. So I think you made a bad decision. You see what I'm saying? Because Brian from Family Dog. See, it was almost like a trick question. So now you're walking around with shit on your ass, and you got kids pulling your ears. You know what I'm saying? You get threatened, get hit by cars. You actually want to be a real animal. No, fuck that. I'd rather be Brian from Family Guy. That dog was amazing. He smoking cigarettes, fucking bitches. He was doing everything.
I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be creative with your answers. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause you get caught up, and you just nothing but I saw a stray dog on the street the other day.
Really?
He looked like a wolf. Like he needed the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you want to be a dog.
You sure it was stray, or you sure it just didn't run away from its owners?
In this day and age, man, it was a stray. It was a stray. He was standing next to a pack of Newports. He had no leash. That's how I knew. And I was driving down the street, so I knew it was a stray. It was, like I said, man, we just talked about this like about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I mean, there was a pack of wild dogs that killed a dude like early last year in Florida. So like I was saying,
we were talking about that.
So it's another thing. That's why it's kind of small, but that's the reason why I create this show to point out the little small shit. We can't be having states where we got wild packs of dogs running around neighborhoods, you guys. We already got. That's why I don't fuck with Florida, y'all. I mean, my family's from Florida. See, I'm about to go on another tangent, but I can't live there. Alligators in the streets, just stupid, crazy shit going on.
What do you think about dogs being the only animal to like be basically like controlled by humans? Like we put them in the pound. If there's too many of them, we basically kill it.
Are we getting rid of zoos? Cause we got. I think if we could have, how we are. If we could have more animals, we would.
Right.
You find alligators in people's New York apartments, like in New York apartment, like in the inner city.
Right. No, I guess zoos definitely count. But like dogs, we basically like if we find one on the street, we're taking it in.
That's true. We have a system for them though.
And we don't let them just run around. You know what I mean?
That's true. I think that's why. I mean, we invented dogs for those things, for companionship, for help us for assistance, help us hunting. Back in the day and even now, I mean, so I guess that's the main purpose of it to serve us. Wow. Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
to say it like that, but
I know.
But think about it. You don't want a bunch of dogs running around everywhere, right? If we just say, hey, let all the dogs be free, and like in India, and I haven't been in India before, but don't they say India has like cows running around everywhere because the cow is so sacred?
I think
they don't eat it.
Right? I don't know about cows.
Well, all you Indians out there, hit the chat. all my 8 subscribers. If you know anything about if you've been to India lately, are the cows just running around like are they in the pasture or are they on the corner? I think they're on the corner, man. I'm not gonna talk about India, but I heard it's really crowded for such a big subcontinent. Ooh, you like that? I hit you with the subcontinent. But I heard them cows and them trains be deep.
Here we got it on the internet right over here.
Okay, what's this say? Indians and cows. I hope we don't get in trouble for this shit. Cows are considered sacred in Hindu religion, which is practiced by 80% of Indians. Most states in India forbid their slaughter. That's probably because India is such a large cattle population, some 200 million cows according to the country's latest livestock census. I wonder the livestock census is better than the U.S. census, because I don't fill that shit out. You ever fill out the census? Like, do you ever get that in the mail? And who am I asking? Hit up the chat. He must have waited to fill the show.
We got about 3 or 4 people watching, but I don't even know what a census is. Like, I think it's when they come to your house and they ask you stuff, right?
But how are they counting these cows? I guess they're using the farmers to count the cows. But according to the latest livestock census, there's 200 million cows. I wonder, can you click on images? Maybe we got cows just chilling in where are they shown? Indians and cows. See, look at that shit. They're in the streets. They got on parade garb. Look at that. festival gear. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't, man. See, that's the thing. That's what I love about this world. Every culture is different. Now, see, I have Indian friends that actually live in India, and I have Indian friends that live here in the United States. Well, not anymore. I don't know if they're still, if one is still here or not. But if I went to his house, I mean, they give me a lot. There's a lot of chicken in their diets and in their meals, and it's
Why India has 5 million stray cows roaming the country?
Why India has 5 million stray cows? Can you imagine that 5 million stray? Are there 5 million stray dogs in the U.S.? I wonder. I bet there's probably per state. No, there's not. It can't be. Like Indianapolis, right now, downtown. There's probably about 50 dogs around the whole.
I don't even know. That might be a stretch.
That's probably a lot too, huh?
I don't know.
Dog control get in trouble for that kind of shit. 50 dogs running around.
I don't know. You might be right. 3.3 million dogs enter U.S. animal shelters every year.
Yeah, we got a system. There's no cow system in India to get 5 million cows off the street. I know we're like I said, I know we're on a tangent here. I think you must have won the field show, but that's what we do. Like I said, we're bringing you guys news, perspectives, and just weird ass quirky thinking. Sometimes just to wake you up on your Monday morning, right? You don't want to be in that cubicle, do you? You don't feel like you've been there sitting there just thinking about paper pushing. Don't you want to know about immigration? Don't that tickle your fancy? Don't you want to know about the COVID vaccine, the blood clots, Biden, what everybody's doing? Well, hey, that's what's going on here. We're gonna talk about a little bit of everything. A little taboo, We're a little taboo. We're gonna dig into some things. Philip. What else call him? Coach Philip. Prince Philip, isn't it? Duke of Edinburgh. Is it insulting, you guys?
I believe it's Prince Philip.
Yeah. Prince Philip. He passed away. There's been a coronation of his going away the last few days. There's been a lot of well wishes. I think Prince Harry's back in effect. I don't know if this is all a big distraction. DMX passed away. But sometimes we need a little distraction from the world, right? We need to kind of sit back and look at some other things, other angles besides immigration, right? Besides pandemics. So yeah, in a I guess what you call let me put my laptop back on. But current events world, we have the passing of Prince.
I got it over here.
Do you? Now, I don't want to slander nobody, but didn't he get in a little bit of trouble not too long before he passed regarding young teens, or no? Was he the one that was tied with the man?
I believe that was the younger.
Was the younger one? That wasn't Prince Charles. They do like Prince Philip and what's my man's name? Epstein. Okay, we say his name. I know some of the names you can't say on. Prince, well, yeah, it was Prince Philip death.
That was Prince Andrew, I believe.
Was it Prince Andrew?
Yeah, Prince Andrew marred by Jeffrey Epstein's scandal.
Okay, so who's that? Is that his son? That must be like his net. Because I don't know how the whole thing works. I think it's he's like the first lady, isn't he? Like the first lady of England, because Queen runs the thing. The Queen runs it, right? So
you know what? I do not know.
So yeah, I think he's because the Queen been singing his soft notions, I guess. What the hell am I talking about? Been mourning the last few days, Queen. So that's
Prince Andrew speaks in public as he pays tribute to father.
Okay.
So I guess that's his father.
Okay, so that's his dad. Then you got the Queen, right? Then you got Prince Harry and Prince Charles, right? Prince Charles, the next dude in line. I don't know. Are you three viewers? Hit up the chat and let me know. The lineage of succession. I think dude's like the first lady or something. Of course, the Queen runs everything. She runs the whole world, from what I understand. Like I said, on Wednesdays, I profile a congressman or a state, local government official or a corrupt investigative leader under investigation on Wednesdays. And I might go international and cover maybe Prince Andrew or Prince Charles or that monarchy one day and kind of dig deep into what they're about. But man, that takes some research, man. These cats are amazing. And their history is dynamic, and their ownership of this world is eye-opening. And I don't want to dig into that on a Monday. But Wednesday, one day I may do that. But I think this Wednesday we're going to cover a profile, a leader, and I think I might do Kamala Harris. I think last week I did George Soros. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you come this next Wednesday show. And also, I'm bringing you a new angle too. Like I said, I want to start bringing different perspectives to the show. Emos to Witness the Field shows and what the fuck I look like And we're gonna talk about a little bit of sports on Wednesday too. Just kind of tap into various topics. And you know, like I said, this is an adult show. You know, this is meant to be an adult show. It's not meant for kids. So sometimes when I'm in the studio, I gotta remember myself this is a podcast, and therefore I can say what the fuck I want to say. So when I see a family of 4 walk by, and I see a little 8-year-old walk by, and I'm in the middle of saying, "Man, fuck that." Should I pause and stop? Because the little girl's looking at me through the window, downtown live. Should I say, "What the fuck you looking at, little girl? Keep walking." That's wrong, right? But if I was in my own studio, my own podcast, on Spotify chilling, Facebook chilling, YouTube chilling in my home, I wouldn't see that little girl. That little girl be in bed. That little girl should be in school. They could be on vacation. I understand that. But I can't stop. I can't drop my morals and my standards for some little girl. She's going to hear that word eventually, ladies and gentlemen. It's part of life. So what the fuck you looking at, little girl? Went along now. Joe Biden is causing a lot of inflation right now. That's what I'm talking. That's what Daddy's talking about. That's what Daddy's listening to. So I hope I don't offend you, little families of 4s walking by Market Street on your vacation this summer or this spring. You may want to take Delaware. You may want to skip past Pennsylvania. Okay? But like I said, I want to be a cartoon dog. My man Wyatt wants to be a real dog with ass on his fucking taint. Shaggy, potentially getting pulled by. That's his choice. Watching for the questions on Emos, the Witness Show. But yeah, let me get into the news. I know you guys are like, what the hell is he talking about? But like I said, I want to talk about the economic trade winds. Like I said, I've been under the impression. I have a perspective that the economy is a paper tiger. You know what I mean? In some sorts, and we have the potential to have an economic boom. And we also have the potential of having that Trojan horse effect. We do see some positive signs, and it's like, but you got to be measured. You got to keep it all in perspective. We looked at this article this morning regarding corporations. The poll from Axios says that 98% of CEOs say that Biden's tax hike would have a significant effect on competitiveness. Okay, so we warned you about this. Like I said, during the Trump administration, the tax rate was lowered to bring back home corporate businesses and spur the economy through jobs and high-tech jobs and high salary jobs, bringing back those corporations by lowering that tax rate, bringing that money home. Well, as like most administrations do, they review and revamp and reverse all the policies, definitely from a different party perspective. And Biden wants to go ahead and increase the tax rate from 21% to 28%. And let's read a little bit about this article from Axios. The Business Roundtable today will release a survey which 98% of the 178 CEOs polled said that increasing the corporate tax rate to 21 to 28%, as President Biden proposed, would have a moderate to very high significant adverse effect on the company's competitiveness. By the numbers, 75% of CEOs say an increased tax burden on U.S. companies would negatively affect investments in research and development and innovation. That's a problem, America. That's a problem. Why would he do that? You already tried to, that's what I'm referring to, ladies and gentlemen. It's like we're making progress and we're trying to be competitive and we're trying to say it that way. But, we're opening up. And when you open up, you're going to have an increase in demand. Therefore, you have an increase in prices, causing inflation. And then we have corporations not producing. We have research and development and innovation being hampered by an increased tax rate. You're going to have a reduction and you have companies going back overseas, and you're going to have a reduction in jobs, quality jobs. And how does it all unfold when you have a $1.9 trillion stimulus package, or was it a $3 trillion infrastructure plan? Constantly spending. And a lot of people are worried that the president's using the pandemic to increase his spending agenda, to further his spending agenda, using the pandemic that could be false in a lot of ways or not as impactful or necessary or needed. Like I said, a lot of people are saying, a lot of economic leaders are saying that the economy is strong because of us opening back up. But again, when you look at what happened in Suez Canal, there's a lot of different factors. You see the increase in gas prices and food. Are these job increases? Are these jobs seasonal? What's the job numbers gonna look in the fall, in the third quarter, and the fourth quarter? You add all those factors together, and the competitiveness overseas. How does that fall? into the U.S. economy? Are we innovative enough to produce enough products and new quality products to spur the job market? But look at immigration. I haven't touched that yet, but I'm about to, guys. Look at the immigration. Look at how. Okay, let's start here. Biden's southern borders are to step down just months into the job. Now this affects the economy all the way, you guys. There's an increase in flux in the border, and of course it also affects the votes. But we get into that also. Southern Border Coordinator Roberta Jacobson, last day at the Biden White House will be the end of April before she retires, she announced on Friday. Why it matters? The former ambassador to Mexico has been in the forefront of the administration's effort to handle the surge of migrants at the border, which shows no sign of stopping. She's probably potentially the scapegoat. You got to blame somebody for this crisis. You got to fire somebody. You fire somebody, then all of a sudden all gets better, and and then the administration gets credit for the success. For the mishandling, though, they kind of just throw it on someone like this little czar, and she goes about her business, and she disappears into obscurity with a nice political salary to go home with, package, and that's how politics works. You have a crisis or an issue that you can't solve, you just fire somebody, and then you put some kind of token ribbon on it, and hey, it's all said and done. But you can't put lipstick on this pig. Immigration issue is a problem. It really is. It's a serious problem. According to Unbiased America, it is so bad that the U.S. is now considering giving cash payments to people in Central America to stem the flow of migrants, according to Unbiased America. Roberta Jacobson said, who we just talked about, the czar, who President chose as his border czar earlier this year, is stepping down, while Jacobson is claiming that her appointment has always intended to last only 100 days. Okay. Observers are questioning the timing. The timing of her departure is nonetheless striking, says the New York Times, coming in the middle of the administration's efforts to reduce the flow of immigration from Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador. Ms. Jacobson has been in charge with leading the efforts when her appointment was announced this year. The announcement coincides with word that the U.S. is considering a cash transfer program to help address economic woes that led migrants from Central American countries to trek north. The cash transfer program will be targeted to people of Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, Jacobson said, without specifying who exactly will receive the cash and how the program would work. Jacobson refused to reveal the plan. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Jacobson herself revealed the plan. Now check this out, you guys. We're looking at all the productive options to address both economic reasons people may be migrating, as well as protection and security reasons, she said. The announcement is sure to heighten criticism of the Biden handling of the border. Coming just a day after it revealed the administration is spending, look. The administration is spending at least $60 million per week to house more than 16,000 migrant minors in its care. Now, that is about 4 times the $760 million budget for the Small Business Administration last year, and 4 times a similar amount allotted to the SBA to assist in small business hurt by the pandemic. We're spending $60 million per week on to house 16,000 migrants. $60 million for 16,000 migrants. And there's an influx of flooding coming over the border as we speak. That weakens your own resources. That causes prices to increase because you have more demand.
Do you know how much different that is than the last administration?
Yeah, I had I wish I had kind of put me on the spot, but I did have a stat from last week that showed up the percentage. Let me look at the percentage of how many people are coming across the border. Like I said, luckily we sealed the border up. I'm going to look that up, but we sealed the border up during the Trump administration, and luckily, as I mentioned last week, the border wall will continue, and that would help. And but like I said, we just got an administration to open up and show the news pictures of the conditions in some of these areas and really open up what's going on. It's really bad. But let me look up real quick the numbers of people flowing across the border. I think, but it is definitely a stark difference from the last administration. FAIR estimates the number of illegal immigrants in the U.S. to be 12.5 million. That's the number of illegal. 10.5 million to 12 million undocumented, which is 3% of the population. me see.
Yeah, it's looking like it's hard to find the numbers from the last administration.
Yeah, right here it says that the Border Protection officers apprehended and stopped 3,974 illegal immigrants on March. That was the single highest day since President Trump entered office.
Okay, so that gives you a little bit of insight. Just that, I mean,
it's about 3,500 cross the border each day. This is as of that was February 7th. That was like 2 months ago that number came out. But back on during the Trump administration, back in March 2019, the single highest day they stopped. Now the single highest day that they stopped was 3,900 apprehended on this per this article. But I know I read something to you guys last week, like about a 70% increase in border crossings since the Biden administration came into office. Let me see if I put that number in. 70% increase in border crossing. Yeah, border apprehensions, borders spiked last month. This as of April 2nd, 2021. Immigration officials caught over 170,000 migrants on the U.S.-Mexico border last month, a 70% jump from February, per CBS News and Washington Post, straining the government's capacity and forcing unaccompanied kids to stay in crowded conditions. So, like I said, that's the severity of it, and like you imagine that's a 70% jump over a month, and so if that continues each and every month, we have an issue, you guys. We have a very, very issue. Like I say, like I was mentioning, it drains your resources. It pulls on the economy, and I say if you just look at everything in perspective, you look at the jobs report, and you look at the fact that 90% of that was for restaurants, hotel, leisure. We need to keep account and take a good look at what the economy is going to look like in the second half of the year. Now, hopefully, the infrastructure bill will produce a lot of good jobs. Hopefully, we'll start pulling towards a merit-based economy. We have more quality jobs and higher salaries as a result. And that only happens if we seal up that border. It only happens if we weed out corruption and we monitor our tax laws and we do right by our corporations. You guys, we gotta be able to compete. We gotta be able to compete. We gotta be able to compete and offer options for people to lower these prices. Okay, so you keep that into account, like like I said. So that's what's going on as far as the economy goes. I just think that immigration is a part of it, and then when you are now trying to giving cash payments to people in Central America and these governments to stop immigration, I think it's a good idea, but is a policy real? Is it genuine? Now that's the kind of philosophy the Trump administration had. The Trump administration's philosophy was, let's fix up these countries that are where these people are flowing out of, heal their economy so they don't want to leave, so they stay in their beautiful. El Salvador. Don't you think El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, these are beautiful places to live? Tropical beaches.
Yeah, a lot of those locations definitely have a ton of potential.
Yeah, a lot of potential. I guess what we need to do is all get together, I guess, and just attack the war on drugs, I guess, because that's what every time they come across this motherfucker, say, man, our heads are getting beheaded. We're getting chopped up in our gangs, and there's no jobs and all this. Well, again, what we need to do is I think we do need to genuinely assist these countries in Central America. Let's spur their economy. I don't see why we couldn't. They're very beautiful countries. There's got to be commerce there. There's got to be a economic production, system that can be installed that works. But there's a lot of corruption, like they say. But I think that might be the philosophy, because nothing else has been working. We can't just let people flow across the border. Let's fix their countries. Let's help their countries. That's not police. I'm not saying police the world, but if our hemisphere is peaceful, we're all on the same page, and we can somehow get to the root causes of what's going on in these economies. And it's political. We know it's political, and we know it's corruptible. We know it has something to do with the whole drug market. It is. It's hard to get things done when you have corrupt leadership. And again, the Most of Witness show, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, live from 10 to 11 a.m. What you're gonna recognize, what you're gonna see is we're gonna hold to account all governments, local, nationally, worldly, and we're gonna point out different factors that stop progress. Because a lot of stuff it seems to be common sense. It seems to make sense. Like, damn, we can't stop border. We should be able to seal up the border. We should have a legal system that's merit-based, that people do, that come across fairly, the right way, through the right process. And yeah, you're gonna have a little influx, you're gonna have some hurdles, but these numbers are ridiculous. So we need to seal the border. We need to do a lot of things to better this economy, and we're gonna see what the trade winds hold in the future. But right now, I don't know how strong we're gonna be, and I think it's all predicated on sealing up the border and jobs. But on the vaccine front, I wanted to talk a little about this on Monday. You know, the vaccine, man, like I told you guys, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. I mean, you have to force me to take it. If I gotta go on vacation and I gotta take it, I got an issue. I gotta figure something out. Again, there's so many reasons why. There's just so many question marks. It's like, for me, it's like now when I read these articles, it's like a lot of the scientists, a lot of the political officials are up in arms, their hands in the air. They're just throwing shit to the wall, hoping it sticks. People are taking shots and they're posting on social media, like, you know, like badges of honor. You know, and that's probably about 60% of the reason why they're getting the shot to begin with, just to say that they did it. You know, peace of mind, if that's the way you want to look at it. But my peace of mind is not taking it. You gotta give me peace of mind. Cause what the fuck I'm witnessing? What the fuck I look like when I see blood clots from AstraZeneca? Johnson & Johnson got an article out here saying, hey, Johnson says, first of all, the motherfucker said Johnston, scared the shit out of me. Johnston says no line for Johnson & Johnson vaccine at Saturday's drive-through clinic. Who's Johnston? Let's see what this article says here. Wait times for the COVID-19 vaccine at Johnston Clinic Saturday are minimal, according to a news release. Okay. The drive-through clinic hosted by the Johnston County Health Department is providing a single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine for the first-come, first-served basis. The vaccine site is in Bridgefleet Market. So, look, this is a local article. And, you know, my buddy texted me this week and said, hey, so-and-so church is offering free vaccines. Going down there. So it is the Johnson & Johnson. You know, another lady of mine got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Said she had a little soreness, no symptoms. But you see the indicator. There's no lines in a lot of these places. You know, and it's like it's almost like a giveaway. You know, I get junk mail saying, "Hey, you're qualified for the Pfizer vaccine," but they're trying to get you to take it. And other times they're trying to get you to think that there's a high demand.
Hey, it seems like we got a comment.
Oh yeah.
Yep, we got a question. It's from Connor Cleek. When you say assist those countries, what are a couple ways you think would be to do so? Man, I'm assuming he's talking about assisting countries.
Yeah, probably Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. He probably went to Central American countries. You know, I think the Trump administration was doing a lot of deals regarding reciprocal trade. A lot of our trade deals were very one-sided. I think that by us trading that up, sealing the border, all that's a combination of keeping people in their homes, keeping people in their countries, and then forcing these leaders. That's also key. Holding these leaders accountable, and it takes a strong leadership from us because of our influence and our economic weight to actually go into these countries and make deals with them that are integrity based, that are not one-sided where we're trying to take advantage of another country. You know, a lot of times through our history, we've taken advantage of a lot of countries through our economic deals. You know, some could say we're master negotiators or whatever, or we just use force of threat through our military or just political coercion. But the fact of the matter is, these economies have a lot to offer, but and other countries have influenced them negatively and corrupted their governments and their leaders. So how do you weed through all that? And then also, how do you weed through a drug cartel, right? But honestly, to get this going is honestly to fix this is I don't know. We don't know, but together we can figure that out. I don't even want to witness, but together we can talk about these issues. And then as these political leaders step up and they want to run for office and they want to campaign on these particular topics, we see who they're backing and we see how genuine they are. And see if their issues or see if their political agenda can work. And maybe we can help fix it. Maybe we can provide our input and provide our vote if it's reassuring enough to actually something that can work. But to be honest with you, I think that if we shore up our policies and we clean up our house and we demand the same, because we can have that accountability to do so. If we do it ourselves, we go down and we demand the same for those countries, and we actually we really truly find a way to actually generate their economy and spur jobs. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take job creation in those countries, and honestly, it's probably going to take a little bit of political and legal changes to kind of give those people more freedoms. I really believe in freedoms. I really believe in capitalism. I really believe in competition, because all that stuff lowers policy and prices, and it brings better quality of life, for the individual and for the family. So I guess it would be final answer would be to get these countries to mirror our political agenda, if our political agenda is shown to be integral. And that's what we're seeing during the Trump administration, frankly. And so right now we gotta kind of continue to hold people accountable and continue to see if those policies, if we can push those kind of policy agendas through, and then spread that out throughout the Southern Hemisphere. Man, that was a long ass answer, but thank you for the comment, man. I think we gotta find you, man. Give you a prize or something. You're the very first comment on the Emos to Win This Phil show. Thank you so much. But anyway, we're live again, like I said, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. It being a live show, sometimes we may start late. But again, we're here to bring you a new, fresh, hot political perspective. We're here to hold our political leaders accountable. We're here to talk about the issues and the topics of the day. And I was just talking about the vaccine, by the way. Like I said, there's a lot of doubt. There's a lot of concern. Like I said, and when you see shit like this, you ask yourself, what the fuck I look like? When you see the African Union dropping the AstraZeneca vaccine, causing blood clots. When you see Australia doing the same thing, it'll buy 20 million extra doses of Pfizer and pivot away from AstraZeneca. And then you got shit like this. You got top Chinese official admits vaccine has lower effectiveness. Chinese top officials. I don't think I gave you this article, right? But I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. It's from Yahoo. Did I give this to you? Do you have this one?
I don't believe so.
Let me send it to you. I want people to see this. You at least know that the article exists. I don't want to be talking off the cuff. But I came across this article. I just sent it to teams. But I'm gonna go ahead and read it real quick. So yeah, top Chinese official admits vaccine have low effectiveness. Now, top Chinese disease control official in a rare acknowledgement said current vaccines offer low protection against coronavirus, and mixing them is among the strategies being considered to boost their effectiveness. So now they go get the big ass witch pot out and put the Pfizer and the Covax and the AstraZeneca vaccine all in one pot and stir it and mix it up and give it to you. Now the motherfucker, and this is China. Now this is what they want to do now. And you want me to go ahead and go to Walgreens and get that shit to be a part of the herd immunity? I'll wait. I want to be the motherfucker killing the zombies. That's what I want to be. I want to be the nigga with the machine gun on the roof, spraying you motherfuckers in about 50 years. The old dude with the bandana and the wife beater tank top, leather pants, boots. I'm gonna be that dude spraying you cats. The Walking Dead? Is that what that is? Yeah. So now they mixing the vaccine up, and they all just mix it together. China had distributed hundreds of millions of doses of domestically made vaccines abroad, and is relying on them for the mass immunization campaign. But the director of the Chinese CDC and Prevention, Gao Fu, said that at a conference Saturday, their efficacy rates need improving. We will solve the issue that current vaccines don't have a very high protection rate, Gao said in a presentation on Chinese COVID-19 vaccines and immunization strategies at a conference in the southwestern city of Chengdu. It's now, quote, it's now under construction whether we should use different vaccines from different technical lines for the immunization process. He also praised the benefits of the mRNA vaccines, the technology behind the two vaccines seen as the most effective, Pfizer and Moderna, months after questioning whether their then unimproved method was safe. Okay, good. So they gave him shout outs to Pfizer and Moderna. Remember what I said? Who created the Pfizer and Moderna? When were they created? During the Trump administration. If you take any vaccine, I recommend you take the Pfizer one. That seems to be the one that has the check mark. That seems to have no real issues. The double shot. I'm not supporting any one of them, but man, I'm trying to go to Jamaica in the fall. If I gotta take something, I'm looking now, shopping around. hoping things will change. But man, I said these vaccines are highly questionable. They, as you know, America and the citizens have been skeptical highly for before this, for the flu vaccine. So hey, to each his own. I warn you guys, but like I said, I say stay vigilant, continue to live your life, step out, open up, drink your orange juice, take your zinc pill, and then wear that mask and just love and protect each other. But I don't shut down, don't shut down. Because when you shut down, you get fear. That's because of fear. And we shouldn't live in fear. We should be vigilant. This is a great country, very innovative. People are fighters, so just keep fighting. But watch the bullshit. And here at the Most with the show, that's what we do. The Phil Show, what the fuck I look like, okay? Let's dive into these articles and let's question some of this shit. Let's question these quotes. Let's hold these people accountable. Look at the Pentagon, man. Look at this article right here, Wyatt. Pentagon scientists reveal a microchip that senses COVID-19 in your body before you show symptoms, and a filter that extracts the virus from your blood. Ain't this some shit? Where's all this leading to?
Wait, so what is it?
Look at this shit. Pentagon scientists reveal a microchip that senses COVID-19 in your body before you even know you have it, and a filter that extracts the virus from your blood.
Is this?
Yeah, it's real. I don't know. Okay, let me ask you. This is from the Daily Mail. They're legit, aren't they legit? It's a Britain-based, London-based. Is that right?
One sec.
Daily. Let's make sure Daily Mail ain't on no bullshit. I think they're legit, man. You can't pull it up.
When anything here, one sec.
See, there it is. Look.
The dailymail.co.uk.
That's a UK. That's a.
The more that's after that, usually
site.
like it's kind of it could be made up. You know what I mean?
It could be, but I think Daily Mail is actually a pretty legit site, news organization. I mean, let's Google that real quick. Let me Google that real quick. You guys got big tech in the house, right? Because I was worried about that too. Just because their website looks kind of tabloidish. You know what I'm saying? Is Daily Mail legit? Question mark. Daily Mail has been noted for its unreliability and widely criticized for its printing of sensationalist and inaccurate scare stories of science and medical research. This is per Wikipedia. Let's see. Founded in 1896. You see the power of the pen? These motherfuckers been around since 1896, spreading. It says it's United Kingdom's highly circulated daily newspaper. It's for the middle market. It's published in London, tabloid format. Content from the paper appears on Mail. Let me see. The paper is owned by Daily Mail General Trust. Let's see. Survey in 2014 found the average age of its readers was 58, and the lowest demographic was 15 to 44 years old. Okay, now Daily Mail has been noted for its unreliability and widely criticized for its printing of sensationalist and inaccurate scare stories of science and medical research, and for instance, of plagiarism and copyright infringement. The Daily Mail has won a number of awards, including receiving the National Newspaper of the Year award from the Press Awards 8 times since 1995, winning again in 2019. So are they overview. Daily Mail is originally a broadsheet, but switched to a compact format. That's unnecessary nonsense to read. Circulation figures, according to the Audit Bureau, according to December. Okay, so it was also devised by Alfred Harmsworth and his brother Harold were the creators. They published the article back in 1896. So maybe I don't know. I still can't tell if they're legit or not. But I guess they are been known for being unreliable and widely criticized for printing sensationalist, inaccurate scare stories.
Who isn't at this point though?
Right, but who isn't? And it's 1896. They've been around for hundreds of years, over 100 years. You know, another thing. So, like I said, I mean, let's go back to the article because it's not even though it's a tabloid format. It's highly influential. But again, at the Phil Show, that's what we do. We're gonna dig into the backdrops of these news organizations and these editors, these editorial writers as well. We gotta make sure we know what our sources come from. Do you remember we had a 2016 election? Everybody thought Hillary Clinton was gonna win. They woke up to some will be perceived as a nightmare. Same thing in 2020. People fell asleep looking at Trump landslide, woke up to a 2-month election. Aren't you tired of that? But you thought something was going to go a certain way and it didn't. And you got a lot of information from one news source or from a mainstream media source that had you skewed or wanted to point you in a certain direction politically to change up the leadership. Okay? So here's the Daily Mail. I mean, like I said, we were talking about vaccines, and Daily Mail is saying here, like I said, and I actually have another Daily Mail article that I want to actually use regarding Hunter Biden. And he's a walking tabloid. You know, you can damn near, like I said in the tweet, his story is about himself. I mean, it's just true. I mean, let me not jump to Biden yet. But let me go ahead and read this, even though we don't know how true it is. We'll actually you know what, we can find a follow-up article too, maybe see how true this is. But scientists at the Pentagon secretive unit are researching viruses and developing pandemic cures. They work at the Defense Advanced Research Project, AC DARPA, and other Pentagon laboratories. DARPA's team saw COVID-19 affected 1,271 onboard U.S. Theodore Roosevelt. I remember that happened early last year. In response, they have developed a microchip to detect asymptomatic COVID in a bid to prevent an outbreak. The chip is inserted below the skin and triggers a sensor if COVID affects the body. DARPA have also created a filter that can remove the COVID virus from the blood when attached to dialysis. They are working on a vaccine that would work against all coronaviruses, even ones not yet identified. The team also successfully manufactured antibodies against the Spanish flu. So trying to give some credibility right there. So I mean, whether this is true or not. So I'm gonna do another Google search and say what, Pentagon is on some other shit? No, I'll say Pentagon creates I'm going to say vaccine chip. See what pulls up. Hello.
It looks like it's showing up, but no. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's even your big news sources. Yeah. You never know what side they're on or how much bias they have. But with this one, it's like on a lot of not as well known.
Yeah.
Not as well known.
But
websites.
I wonder if it's true or not. We know microchips are here. We know there's nanotechnology here. We know that these organizations like DARPA exist and Pentagon, and they're working on these kind of things. But have you ever noticed a rollout of news information? It kind of starts from a tabloid standpoint. Everything that are salacious, or from unknown articles, and then also it spreads out. But we got to dig into the accuracy of it all. And if I type in Pentagon, what you type in? Pentagon science.
I typed in. I just copied and pasted that headline.
And what you got? You got Pentagon. You got Daily Mail. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and mark this on the Daily Mail side as being fictitious or suspect because of the source and the previous sources behind it that are supporting similar articles about the topic. So that's what we're gonna put this on the Must Witness show. Like I said, we'll hold truth to power, and we're gonna verify these things. But we'll keep an eye on it though. We don't want to, like I said, because everybody's worried about a microchip, or worried about different ways of solving this issue. Just making sure that we're trying to stay healthy and not be taken advantage of. Is there another agenda behind the pandemic agenda? And when you see scientists, people come out saying that we don't know what the fuck's going on, we're mixing it now. We're gonna try this shit, or we're gonna, countries are saying we're not messing with AstraZeneca, we're not messing with Pfizer, we're not messing with Moderna, we're not messing with Johnson & Johnson. So much confusion, so much misinformation that we don't know what's going on yet. Man, can you really give this vaccine to your child at this point? Everything you're witnessing, can you really? Just because they're offering it at the Disney store, at Build-A-Bear, you gonna go ahead and get it? Because Magic Johnson came out? Come on, man. Because about 10 to 15 nurses stepped up the hospital and did a music video, you gonna go get it? But what about things we don't know about yet? What about the blood clots? You know, it's saying it's low effective. Microchips being invented. Jessica Simpson can't rap. You see what I'm saying? Because it don't make no fucking sense. Common sense. This is what I'm witnessing. You tell me I'm wrong. This is what I'm witnessing. I'm seeing the pros and the cons, and I'm seeing a lot of cons. Okay? So here at the Emos of Winners, hit that like, subscribe button. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're live. Okay? 10 to 11 a.m., bringing you the news. Hot news show. We're just getting started. I've never done this before. But together we'll grow as witnesses. Hit that like, subscribe button. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm downtown live, 120 East Market Street. Okay? Trying to bring in the news, trying to hold people accountable. Let's get ready for these elections coming up in 2020, 2024. Mondays, typically I like to get into the news and talk a little shit. Wednesdays, I like to get a little investigative with it. Profile a corrupt leader or two. Talk about the parties, Democrat, Republican. What's currently going on in their hemisphere. Who's winning their battles on a local, state, and national level, mainly national and state. And on Friday, we do a Freestyle Friday, where we dig into the news and we talk about everything. A little bit taboo, kind of get into the weekend a little lighter, because there's a lot of things to be nervous about, but there are also a lot of things to be optimistic about. So we want to make sure we talk about that, because this is still a great country. We have a lot to look forward to as a nation, and as a world. But we don't get there if we don't stay informed. We don't get there if we don't hold people accountable, our leadership. And it takes us being witnesses together and really being objective, observing these things for what they are, and not taking sides. It's no longer about that. It's about protecting your constitutional rights from manipulation from corrupt people who do not have your interests in heart. And you don't know that unless you dig into all the media sources that are proper, or you have enough, not just mainstream. You need alternative sources. There's a lot of great sources online to get information. There's a lot of great people that really want to feed you the right information. They're no different than what you see on TV. Think about that. They are different. They have a different heart. They're not puppets, they're not influenced. But at the same time, they're also very knowledgeable and very skilled. A lot of people are investigative reporters. A lot of people are investigative journalists and detectives or whatever. They just switched up, left that nonsense, and went online. You're still getting quality information. You just got to understand that you need to tap into it, not just your CNN, not just your MSNBC and your Mad Owls, or your Fox News and all that. Just get well-rounded. And if you feel froggy, then jump. Create your own show. Create your own political blog. But just stay informed. Stay out here. Stay ready and stay vigilant. Get ready to vote. Get ready to change leadership. Aren't you tired of these long-term people? Don't you want term limits? I do. But as I close the show out, I want you guys to have a great day. Like I said, Wednesday we're going to probably dig into maybe Kamala Harris. I want to give you guys an update on these investigations regarding the Russian investigation, the Durham report, the Durham investigation. It's a criminal probe. It still exists. Give you a little history, a little background on what's been going on and why it's still occurring, why it's still here, and why you haven't heard much about it. Of course you're not. So we'll get a lot more political on Wednesday for you guys. Okay. Emos to win this. I want you to have a great day. Yeah.